basically, Dreamland is our way of bringing you guys some 64 content that we see with Melee on me in the Salt Mines for Melee and for PM respectively. 64 doesn't really have that yet, so we thought it would be a great idea to give you that type of content, and then also not just talk about current events, but also get into some topic discussion. So today we're going to be talking about Hitstun 3, Genesis 3, and style in a few different forms. So some introduction about me. I'm Jim. I'm just a community organizer for the Midwest scene. And you might know me online as Manhoney if you play Kylera. And I'm joined by Zontetsu from Missouri, by Jason or Darkhorse, by Pidge, and by Shears. So you guys want to go down and give some quick introductions?
Sure. Hey, Darkhorse. Run the stream in Baltimore. That's all I got.
I'm Shears. I run the Xanadu tournaments in Baltimore. Darkhorse is our streamer. I'm the TO. I'm also the TO for like SmashCon, Genesis, and Pound. So yeah, that's me. Blue Hat Beacon main. Really a Luigi main, but
I'm a Zantetsu, online warrior, trying to work on getting the Midwest scene to become a little bit more active, and just trying to work my way up in the community, basically.
I'm Pidge. I'm the organizer of the Flayox series up in Toronto, Canada. I was also the assistant TO at Super Smash Con. I'm a Jigglypuff main, play Kirby sometimes, but not in friendlies. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I kind of started the 64 scene in Sylvan, Ontario, and it's been going strong ever since.
Cool. Let's just get into
I'm talking the gas station.
Oh.
Should I have the gas station guy introduce himself too?
Yeah, bring him in.
That's big. We'll get him later.
All right. Well, we gotta know who he mains.
Oh yeah.
Are you in New Jersey?
Yeah, I'm in New Jersey.
Cool.
I just got into New Jersey, so
Let's talk about Hitstun. So Hitstun was like an overnight major, right?
yeah, it was kind of like a last minute thing. They just one of the Texas guys just posted in the Facebook group saying, "Hey, we're having like a local, Texas tournament in Dallas. A bunch of people from Texas will come. You guys should watch it out and stream." And then like Bark Sanchez messaged our we have like a Facebook chat for a bunch of us like in the Xanadu group. He's like, "Hey guys, I think I'm gonna go to that Texas tournament if the prices are cheap." And he looks up the prices. I guess he has like a point system with his credit card or whatever. So he said like the points were like super cheap. It was like only like a couple hundred points or something ridiculous. And I thought about it and I was like, if the points are that cheap for him to fly, it's probably that cheap for dollars too. So his redeemable points are probably equivalent to dollars spent.
Yeah.
So I looked up the cost for a flight and it was $68 round trip, $34 each way. So I instantly was like, okay, I'm gonna go to this. And I told the other guys like Jason and Stud Still and those guys, and they decided they were gonna go. And then we posted on the Facebook group, and then Kiro, Fire Blaster, Boom, and everyone decided they were just gonna go. So that was kind of like an overnight major that was supposed to be somewhat the local.
So we got. I mean,
It's supposed to be a Texas regional.
Yeah.
For Texas.
So you have. We got what? Super Boom Fan. We got Kiro. We got Mark Sanchez, Fire Blaster. Zero, who's Texas. Or not the.
Like three or four guys from Georgia came out.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy Joe came down also.
Yeah.
Smash Jesus.
Mad Rush.
Smash Jesus, Wookie from SoCal.
T-Mac. Yeah, so a few LA guys came out.
Yes,
Mad Rush, Colorado.
Did Fire Blaster and Bark Sanchez play? I don't remember.
Yes, they did. It's like a built.
Okay? So for people who don't know, Bark Sanchez and Fire Blaster don't really have a beef because I can't imagine Josh having a beef with anyone.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I gotta fill up gas.
Yeah, no
we can fill it up. If you want to introduce yourself, you're on Twitch. No, he's not introducing himself. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you fine. Don't worry.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't
hear you, Dick. Jim, the whole Fire Blaster Bark thing is just like this. It's like this new storyline that I don't know if anyone really cares about it, but
I think
Fire Blaster's post made it awesome.
Well, his reason
They
for
played
I
each
think we
other.
should go into some detail about that. There's a lot of viewers that don't really follow 64.
Yeah, do you want to take it, Jason? I mean, I can tell you what I know about it, but I'm kind of an outsider on this.
I mean, these two guys they played each other several times over the course of like a month. They played up in New York, and then they played in Pennsylvania, and then they played again in Texas.
Well, so their first match started at Beast of the Northeast. It was a tournament in June or May. It was just before Snosa happened in California. And it was Bark's first time playing Fire Blaster and his first time really playing Yoshi. And he lost the set 2-1 to Fire Blaster. And then they basically didn't play again for a little while. But yeah, as Jason said, then it became like a rivalry because in about a month they played each other like 4 or 5 times.
What I always found is interesting is not. I mean, obviously it's interesting if they play a lot and it goes back and forth. But Fire Blaster, I've even in high school, like every so often I'd lurk through Smash boards just because of like we'd be playing against each other and be like, oh, who are these people playing? Fire Blaster is always around. Fire Blaster has been playing forever.
For years. Yeah, he's been playing for years.
Yeah,
I don't know if he ever took a break, but he was playing back when I was starting back in like 06 to 2010 and stuff. So
He's like a
I don't know if he took a break, but I could be wrong on that.
But that's so long. Like
Yeah,
so,
it's a long
Fire
time.
Blaster's been playing forever. Who's just like known in the community as very, very solid. And then you have Mark Sanchez, who started like 2 years ago. I mean,
a year and a month.
Year and a month. So
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah, like Fire Blaster, he plays top 8 at Apex. He got 5th at SmashCon. Like, he's been a solid player for many years. He's had a Smash World account since 2002, which goes to show just how long he's been around.
Yeah.
So now he's got this rivalry with Bark Sanchez, who's arguably the most improved player in the last year. So for the two of them to be coming from such different backgrounds in Smash and having a rivalry at top level is really very interesting.
Yeah. So okay. So what was their set before Hitstun? Like, what was their set count?
Okay, so in the order of events, their set went Beast of the Northeast went to Fire Blaster. I gotta get out of here. Beast of the Northeast went to Fire Blaster. The next time they played, as far as I know, was Nebulous. And their first match at Nebulous, Bark won 3-0. It was winners final or grand finals. So grand finals was the next time they played. Bark won that set 3-0. And then the second set was grand final set 2 because he had a reset bracket on Fire Blaster. Fire Blaster lost game 1 to Bark and then won the next 3, so he won that set 3-1. So the set count at that time was 2-1 Fire Blaster. And then they played the next day at White Rose. It was a monthly in Pennsylvania where some of the Tri-State guys came down. Everyone from Xanadu went up, and Bark won that set 2-0. So the set count was tied up to 2-2. Then they played at Hitstun 3 for like their best of 5 sets, and Bark won the set 3-1. And it was fairly convincing outside of game 2. He fairly convincingly won most of those games. But that's not taking. I don't want to take anything away from Fire Blaster because he's still one of the best players. It's just kind of a testament to how great Bark has gotten within a year.
So that's 3-2, and then now Hitstun.
3-2 Bark. So it was 3-2. So Hitstun became the 3-2 set count.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so that's pretty. Yeah. So that's and then so Fire Blaster has called him out for Genesis. Oh, I saw that. Okay, yeah.
That should be a pretty good match. Definitely happening like in our Salty Suite.
Yeah, so I saw. I think I saw Josh repost it. Josh being Bark, repost like maybe made a copy paste out of it or copy pasta out of it of just like.
There's been a few of those now.
Yeah. So it's like a really long. Anyone like looks up the Genesis 3 Salty Suite event page.
I'm gonna go look it up now.
Yeah, you should post it.
But, like, so
do you guys want me to like do a dramatic reading of this?
Oh my god, you got it.
Of course.
Okay, here we go, the pinned post. Okay, so this is posted by Fire Blaster in the Genesis 3 Smash 64 Salty Suite event. So Baltimore's got their heads so far up their own ass that they think getting 5-stock by Kiro means you're an up-and-coming player, quote-unquote. So anyone from Baltimore that's showing up to this thing, $20, best of 5, Dreamland only, obviously. Then there's this fuckboy from New Jersey that pretends he's retired, thinks he's good because he switched to top tiers, and at one point wanted for everyone to pay for his vacation at Genesis 3 just so he could commentate and not even enter bracket. Edit. Originally it was $20, but now it's $5 because Rob Stone doesn't want to lose too much money. Best of 3, you're not good enough to warrant doing best of 5. I don't give a fuck if this isn't hype enough or gets enough upvotes to warrant stream time. There's apparently some kind of group movement to move me down in seeding for Genesis 3 just because of losing to one guy. And this movement is out of my control, which means I can't guarantee these matches will happen in bracket. But I can at least make sure they happen with money matches if the players in questions aren't little bitches that'll back away from this challenge while still shouting, "Yeah, go Baltimore!" That's the entire post.
Just so you know, he didn't just lose to Bark. He actually lost to Cobra. Cobra eliminated him at White Rose. That's kind of why Cobra was included in there, but at the end of his post, he didn't summarize it with him losing to 2 players. He summarized it with him losing to 1. He lost to both Bark and Cobra at White Rose. That's why I think Cobra is added to that list as well.
People need to hire Pidge to do their trash talk for them. Just write it out and let Pidge do it.
Hey, I could use the money.
So that was one of the fun things that came out of Hitstone, was this little like rivalry thing. But going into it, a lot of it was just like, what could people do to Texas? Like Zero was like, everyone was like hyping up Zero and thought he would beat like everybody. So that was like a storyline going in.
How well did Zero place? Because I've only played with Zero online a little bit.
Zero got 5th at Hitstone. He lost to Bark and Boom.
Yeah, he tied for 5th.
So it was Boom, Kiro, Bark,
Fire Blaster,
Fire Blaster. Yeah.
and
and then Zero, Mad Rush. We're 5th.
Mad Rush
and
is
then
Colorado?
Yeah.
Yes.
Formerly SoCal, now Colorado.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Colorado is the whole like staging state because Missouri got a pretty good Colorado player, right, Zany?
From what I've heard, I haven't played him yet. He's supposed to be coming down to the tournament that I'm hosting in January, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Speaking of tournaments coming up soon in the Midwest, you guys all coming out to Ian's House 3, Jim's parents' basement 1? The tournament I'm hosting tomorrow in my basement. It's gonna be great. Flights are not inexpensive.
I'm traveling 3 hours just to go.
Dude, be careful with the snow, but I hope to see you.
Is there snow?
We'll talk about it later. Genesis 3. What else is going on? Because I mean, we could talk about Bark with Kiro, but I saw
everybody's going to Genesis, right? We have like 210 people.
Yeah. Oh my God, 210. Jesus. I mean, we can. It seems like every thread talks about. Obviously we have how many Japanese players. People were saying Warrior's the favorite. People that don't know much about the scene are like Isaiah's the favorite, but he's going DK. So. Okay, here's the question.
Yeah, I mean, even if he wasn't going DK, Isaiah would not be the favorite going in.
I would agree with that, but it's hard to. I would still say he's a threat for number 1.
Yeah,
right.
Always.
A DK, it's hard to say. I mean,
don't let Narwhal hear you say that.
Narwhal. Dude, DK Fox
Talking Narwhal, don't let Kara John hear you say that.
I'm trying not to let.
I think his DK will actually do well. I don't think a lot of people have matchup experience against DK. DK has a few gimmicks, like his up B has invincibility for the first 3 frames, so that's pretty good at breaking combos. He's got he can just stall with the grabs. He can just infinite grab a lot of people, or not necessarily infinite, but he can do this cheap that it's very hard to get out of chain grab with him just to rack up damage. This stage spiking and gimps that works on some of like Falcon and some other characters that even though DK is considered to have a bad matchup against, he can get some quick gimps on. He's got the up air chains on the platforms. I don't think Isaiah's gonna have any problem executing any of those combos. So I do expect him to get a touch and turn it into a stock if it's near those platforms on the side. So I really think Isaiah's going to do a lot better than people think he's going to, than some people are thinking he's going to do with DK. There's just some gimmicks, lack of matchup experience, and then his ability to execute all of the tools DK has to do pretty well. I don't personally think he's going to win it. I think that's going to be Wario, and I think a lot of other people are in agreement with that. It's going to be like Wario or Boom. And as Jason said, even if he does go his like Pika or any other character, I don't think he's gonna win either way. But yeah, he still is, no matter what, even with DK, he is still a contender to take the entire tournament, and he can't be counted out for that.
Yeah, luckily.
I mean, either way, he's going to be a walking highlight video that whole weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you have to. I mean, it seems like the rise of Pikachu has led to a lot fewer Foxes. And I feel like Fox is probably the top tier that it hurts DK the most. I guess I don't know Kirby too well against DK.
I honestly, I'm gonna interrupt. I would disagree that Fox is on the decline. I know you're a Fox fan. Maybe it's declining online a lot more, but I feel like I've seen Fox more in tournament played now than I did see in the past. You just take LD, and then at Xanadu, we have a couple guys who are like middle level Foxes, like protagonists and stuff. They're not like these superstar Foxes like LD is, but there are these Fox fans that are starting to rise up with Fox. I think that Fox is from the online scene where a lot of people there was a lot of like LD apprentices that were playing Fox that have like fallen down and decided to go switch to Falcon or something that you're seeing online. But in console, I feel like I'm seeing Fox more at the middle level play than I've seen before, and I think those players are going to start improving to push Fox to the top, and that's exactly what LD is doing. I mean, before LD placed 5th at Apex with Fox, had you ever seen a Fox place that high at a major tournament? Considering there weren't many major tournaments beforehand, but there wasn't a Fox in top 8 at Apex 2014. We had a Fox that was top 8 in Apex 2015.
I don't know, man. Stranded says his Fox is the best in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see him playing Fox?
Trying to break out Fox too. And we had Cabello who got 9th with Fox, I believe, at Apex as well. So we've had 2 Foxes that one was in top 8 and then one that was close to top 8, and that really hadn't happened before Fox. So I think online Fox might be, people giving up on him, but I feel like in console where Fox is still on the rise.
Well, I'd say online is actually the opposite. I play way more Foxes online than I play Pikachu.
Really?
Yeah.
I know there's been the apprentices that have like dropped Fox, like the LD Padawans that just gave up on Fox.
You have Setup, Umbra, you have me, you have I don't know if you play Fox Online's on Tetsu. But I don't know. It feels like I always go against I play maybe a Pika every. I guess the thing is, people will switch to Fox against me, but they'll switch to Pikachu for like one game, and if I beat them, they'll be like, I don't want to play this matchup. I'm gonna play another character. It's like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah, I think it might be a perspective thing. But I would say Pikachu is kind of on the rise, and I will agree with that. There's more people like Boom starts picking up Pika now. Before he could just stick Falcon and he could wreck everyone in every tournament, but now he has to start going Pika. Like a couple years ago, if SmashCon happened with those same players, Boom could have won it outright without dropping a game with Falcon. And the same thing could happen with Apex if it was the same pool of players. But now, he saw Apex, he lost games to Tacos and Wizrobe with Falcon, and you saw him lose a game against Hero with Falcon. So now we see him pulling out Pikachu, which was something that was very uncommon to expect from Boom against players that weren't, Isaiah or the Japanese to do at a North American tournament. So,
I mean, we want to talk about characters on the rise. Like, we're talking about Genesis. How about Yoshi?
Oh yeah, Yoshi. That's another one.
Last year.
But I think the rise of Pika isn't because people are seeing Pika as this better character. It's just these better players now feel the demand to have to pull out Pika because everyone's catching up to their level and they can't win with secondary characters anymore. Or lower tier characters anymore.
Yeah. What? I don't get the Yoshi thing, and we have to get into it with a little, and we'll have to spend a whole topic on it, but I don't get Yoshi because who does he have a good matchup against in the top 4 or 5 characters? Because he doesn't have a good
Yoshi
matchup.
is a good matchup against Falcon.
Does he? Is it favorable or just like even?
I'm not experienced enough to say it's favorable or not, but I'm just judging by tournament stuff in the last year.
Yeah.
I mean, Falcons like Boom dropped games to I want to say Tacos Yoshi and Wizrobe's Yoshi at Apex. Those are the only games he dropped. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on it or anything. But Yoshi can do very well against the Falcon. Yoshi can also do really well against like the Kirby or Pikachu, like just solid combos, but Kirby and Pikachu can do some serious damage against Yoshi. I mean, Yoshi's a good character.
Yeah, he's good. When I look at like characters that I think are gonna, if you're gonna win a tournament, I think you can't have you have to have some good matchups, or you have to have all even matchups. And I think I hear all sorts of people saying like Yoshi versus Kirby sucks for Yoshi, and maybe those people are wrong. Oh no, we might be losing people. Oh, can anyone still hear me?
So
Yeah, we're still alive.
Yoshi has hard times like approaching something like Kirby, because there's like Kirby has really good hitboxes. Up tilt is like a scary thing for Yoshi to approach. And the problem with Yoshi that a lot of people why they think these matchups are really hard is because Yoshi's approach is a very vulnerable approach. Yoshi actually has to like double jump through something or like parry something. So you just like take damage and then punish, or like have you come and hit them and then like parry the hit and then punish. But because of those tools, Yoshi is a character that's very hard for people to like figure out mentally and match up against. And because of those tools, Yoshi can disrupt somebody's natural approach and gameplay and just zero to death them, like counter zero to death them. And that's why like people say that Kirby's really hard for Yoshi, and Kirby is really hard for Yoshi. But look at what Wizrobe's Yoshi did to Kiro's Kirby. That went to Game 5, last stock for just about every single game, and Kiro barely won that. And at times, Kiro had a rally to beat Wizrobe.
Well, yeah.
And that's just the Yoshi matchup, which is considered like Yoshi Kirby matchup, which is considered one of the worst matchups. And even then, Wizrobe is nearly beating Hero with one for Yoshi to have. And he took a game off of, as Jason said earlier. So Yoshi's a very dangerous character, and I feel any of his matchups, if they are out of favor for Yoshi, they're not like unwinnable, like 70 to 30 matchups. Everything's fairly close to even, and that's why I think Yoshi can be played against anybody, because the parry and double jump cancel can disrupt anything any character has.
Yeah, I like it as a mix-up. I mean, he has really good mix-up. I'm terrified of Yoshi. I'm not terrified of any of the characters, but like Yoshi scares me because of the mix-ups. Okay, so I don't want to get too far into Yoshi. Let's keep on talking about Genesis. Genesis. So we got 210 or some. Is that what our number is at?
Approximately. I don't know like the.
But yeah, I think it's 210.
So we got 210.
Jeez.
Yeah, right. It's gonna be great. We have how many streams? Do you guys know?
How many what?
I know we have top 8 streamed.
Top 8 is going to be streamed by Showdown GG.
Okay.
Like the main streamer of the tournament.
Right.
But anything other than top 8 is going to be streamed by LA Smash.
Okay.
We might, I might do a side stream with my channel, but I don't really want to. So
yeah, because it's a lot of
probably
work.
LA Smash. So it's LA_Smash. That's the Twitch channel. It's going to be doing most of the Genesis 364 streaming.
Yeah, it'd be nice to even get things recorded, because I know if we have this, it's not just a 200-person tournament, right? Like, I feel like 64 tournaments are so hard. Like, we had a Zanny, you can probably remember this Hype Go. We had a regional that was like 24 people, but we had I had 0 easy matches. The easiest match I had was like the 5th player ranked on our like Midwest power ranking. Like,
was it AWOL?
Yeah. Well, no, I had to play Derek.
Yeah.
But I did have to play AWOL, Derek. Basically, you just look down the whole list and you look at the top 6 players, and you take me out of there, and then those were the people that I played. I didn't play anyone else. I was gonna play one person, and he had to forfeit because he had to play another set. So I feel like
that tends to happen.
But like, I guess at like majors, you'll have some people just enter because whatever. You'll have a higher
Yeah, I mean it's like $5. Like,
right.
Why not?
Yeah.
$10.
So you'll have more of those, I think. But still, I mean, how many matches are gonna go off? Not recorded, not streamed. I don't know. Like, how many of them are going to be like, damn, I really want to watch that. I'm going to want to watch so many things. Basically, anytime a Fox.
I think there's going to be a lot of those, actually.
Yeah, right? I don't know. I'm disappointed.
Well,
that's a good point.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are going to join just for the hell of it, but at the same time, like, Genesis 3 has the most most registered entrants of any 64 tournament in North American history. And also, it's got, I think, the most international competition, if I'm not wrong. I think, like even when I think about how many good people are registered for this tournament, like, to put it in perspective, I'm ranked 8th on the PR in one of the 3 biggest regions for this game on the continent, and I'm probably not going to make it out of pools. there's just so much good competition at this tournament. I'm gonna want to watch every single one of those matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what like Paige nailed it. There are some good players that might not make it out of pools because they're gonna lose to someone barely lower than them, and that person barely lower than it's gonna make it a bracket. Like, or this person that's barely, that's like, you know, right on the cusp looking into the top 64. Like that's the out of pools is top 64. And they're gonna be a good player that people know well, and they just might not make it in. Like anybody other than like the top 16 players can lose to anybody below them and not make it into bracket. It looks like, I mean, if you look at the seeds, it looks like a shit show because, or not just the entrance list in general. It looks like a shit show because there's no, like, there's more than 64 players that deserve to be in top 64.
Well,
like, it's just ridiculous.
Well, they'll do it the easy way. You know, there's a super official top 25 player ranking happening pretty soon, so you guys will just use that to seed it.
Quote unquote,
super official.
Yeah.
I like one of their rankings is to be in the style of Melee Army Top 100. It's to kind of give to give us a player profile like the other games have for people to follow.
Oh yeah, you're doing the. Well, we'll talk about that another time.
No, I'm not involved in it. I actually told Smash Caps that I would not really be able to contribute very much to that, so I would rather it be done by people who actually know other players outside their own scene. Well, like I don't.
Oh yeah. Well, I was talking about a thing that you were working on, but I don't think that's gone to fruition. I mean, it isn't finished yet, so we'll keep that under wraps. But
not yet.
here's a question for you, Pidge.
Yep.
Why Bombi? Is he getting out of pools?
I would assume so. He's a player that his playstyle is just weird.
Wait,
if you've ever played him online, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't. I've played him like once, only like two games.
I was watching, I don't know if any of you guys watched Flayoc 15 last weekend. Y-Bomb got knocked in the losers bracket fairly early by B-Link and then beat him in grand finals 6-0. He's just a guy that when he turns it up, like he really turns it up. It's just, all he ever says to me is that he just like wants to screw around his secondaries. But because he's getting sponsored to go to this tournament, he's actually kind of going to go try hard.
Well, what's pools like? How far does that get you to? Does that get you to the top 32, 64?
Top 64.
Oh, okay.
So it's just anyone not to know the tournament structure. There's going to be 2 rounds of pools. There's the first round, which is going to have 16 pools of roughly like, I don't know, 12, 13 people, whatever the number 210 divided by 16 is. I'm not using a calculator now, but basically 210 divided by 16, that's your first round of pools. And that's going to be played out with top 4 advancing. And the top 4 that advances out of that 16 pools makes up the top 64. And it's not going to go into a top 64 bracket. It's going to go to a second round of pools. The second round of pools is going to be 4 pools with 16 people per pool, and the top 4 will advance from that second round. The second round that people advance, those 4 out of those 4 pools, will make up the final 16-person bracket. That'll be our top 16 with the top 8 being played on Sunday on Showdown Smash. It's the exact same structure that was used for Apex. So Apex was a disaster not for the tournament structure of the bracket. It was a disaster because of the venue collapsing and things like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot worse problems. But the bracket structure is identical to what was done with Apex.
Cool.
And that's mostly a logistical thing. You want to keep brackets and pools fairly as small as you can. They're easier to manage. You can run things better on time. You can disperse setups a little bit more evenly. So yeah, it's going to be 2 rounds of pools with a final top 60 bracket. But if you make it out of your first round of pools, you are in the top 64.
All right, final round of questions for Genesis 3. Xantess, are you going?
No, unfortunately not.
Are there any Missouri
I'll be making either. Kyle, I think, mentioned it, but I don't think he's going. The next national I'm going to is either Super Smash Con or Pound 5 or 6.
All right, Dark. How far are you getting?
Oh,
Where
yeah,
are you
I'm going.
placing? Are you Carolyn?
Am I what?
Are you going?
Yeah, I'm going to Genesis.
What are you? How are you placing? What are you getting?
So, I don't know, first.
You're getting first place. All right.
Yeah.
Fair. Pitch.
Yeah.
What are you getting?
I don't know. My goal is top 64.
Top 64?
Dude, Paige is going to play me in grand finals.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I don't know if my puff is that good.
We're going to do Puff did a Grand finals.
I think I'm slated to get 5th in my pool, so be just below what gets out of pools, but I'm gonna try and pull an upset and get it out of my round 1 pool. Because I just barely missed getting out of pools at SmashCon, and I want to make it up at Genesis.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably just lose to someone no one's ever heard of.
Yeah.
If he gets first, I'm gonna get 5 stocks and get second.
Oh, you're gonna get so who's that?
Yeah, I hope I play Shears in bracket. That'd be the best thing ever.
That would be horrible. We would never live it down.
But regarding pools though, and I want to make this announcement because Kiro created like a whole mess and disaster on Facebook very recently. The image that he linked and that a lot of people saw is not a final pool list. It's not even close to final. There's a lot of changes that were made. There's a lot of people that were added. That was kind of just like a preliminary. Just kind of took like some quick seedings before everything was finished, thrown together to kind of just show the organization of it. And then I handed it to a couple people in IRC to look at and make sure we covered all of the discrepancies for like regions. The point was we don't want people that are traveling from the same city and that play each other every week to show up and then have to play each other in pools. So we keep like basically the top 16 is kind of fixed. They're going to get their seeds. And then everything else, we either move someone like 1 or 2 spots above or below just to kind of organize to make sure the regions are controlled. So part of that submission or that, sharing of that image was just trying to get a feel for everyone before we created the finalized pool list, what regions and what people we should be looking out for to make sure they don't play each other. Because that's an very important thing when people are traveling across the country. They don't want to travel across the country to play the people they play with every week. They're traveling across the country to play new people and then to see how they do.
You should
so that was just one thing.
Show me that because Ottawa, Toronto, and Montreal play each other like a lot.
Yeah, well, that's why I put it in to share with the IRC so I could get some feedback from people on who not to have be playing each other. And then Kiro and everyone else went crazy and thought this was the final list, even though I said many times it was not the final list. So it's also snake seeding, which Narwhal I guess doesn't understand. But yeah, so anyone looking at that is not the final pool list. Do not take that seriously. That is just a preliminary draft that was created just to control and try to get feedback on regionals or regional people not colliding with each other in bracket or in pools. So
yeah, because the
pools are not finally released. Do not think
the
pools are finally released.
Cool. Well, the other announcement that we should probably make sure that people are aware of is that EverDrives will be used for part of this event, if not all of the event, and that timers will be on. So if you need to train, please tweet at me, @manhoneymoney, and I will help you train. That goes out to you, Stranded, for any sort of timer-related issues you have. I would be happy to help you out. I was working on just recording a voice of me counting down from 8 minutes down to 1, so that you wouldn't have to look at it.
I was just going to offer to...
But I never got it done. Finals got in the way, so I'm so sorry.
I'll do it,
Tommy. But I'll make it up to you sometime. Don't worry. So let's talk about style, right? So we have it's a pretty ambiguous, pretty large topic. We can talk about all sorts of stuff. We can talk about what it means to style. Like people were saying that about Zero a lot at Hit Sunday. He's a very stylish Falcon. We can talk about I don't know, like we saw who was it, Court, the Brazilian Isaiah, the Link player, who we saw like at first he like put a bomb on a platform, threw the boomerang at it, it bounced off, and then went off and edgeguard someone. And the first time that everyone saw it, everyone was like, "Oh my god, this guy's styling! This is the craziest thing I've ever seen." And then you see like it happen like 5 more times. You're like, this actually seems like it might just be the right option to choose. So I don't know. One thing I do want to talk about.
I'm not stylish at all. I should probably not have much contribution to this discussion.
I actually was
I'm not very stylish.
If you had a spectrum of style, all the way at 0 would be Shears.
I'm actually might be the issue. So he plays Pikachu, right? Like generally not considered a very stylish character. I play Fox.
Well, I mean, you can do.
It can be if you do some upbeat, like
look at Marigua, look at Kiro, look at Boom. They do cool stuff. Shears he does 0 cool things.
Well,
No. Shalaka does 0 cool things. I did like 1 cool thing once ever. Remember?
He tapped out. He's like, that's enough for me. Thank you. So actually, I do have a funny. Oh, I don't know if it's funny or not, but I have a story about it. Like, so I was picking up Fox, I really wanted to get into it. I was like, I don't know what to do in these situations, so I was watching a lot of videos and whatnot. And one video I watched a lot of, or player I watched a lot of, would be LD, obviously. And I was like, he was playing Fox in a way I'd never seen, because I'd seen old like Isaiah videos and Boom videos of Fox, back in the day, and I, had a sense of what Fox looked like. And then when I saw LD play, I was like, oh, I've never seen anything like this, right? So I started playing online a little bit, and one of the first people I go against is this guy just going by the name Fox, and I'm like, oh, he's probably gonna play Fox, cool. So we do some some Fox videos. I was thinking I was even doing Falcon back then a lot, and I was like, dang, you're really doing some LD shit. Like this guy's totally playing like LD, and the guy just goes, yep. Like the next day or like 2 days after that, I go, oh, that was LD. So, I think it's really
I have
funny.
kind of a.
Go ahead.
I have another. On the topic of like being able to tell which like who is playing based on a play style, like I kind of have a similar story related to that. I think in some cases, like you absolutely can tell who's playing based on the play style. For those of you who don't know this, which is probably very few of you by this point, Y-Bomb and I live in the same house, and we like to go on NetPlay and use each other's names. Or step in for each other mid-game. One of us has to go, like, turn off the stove or whatever, because we play the same character. We both play Jigglypuff.
Did I play you?
So one time he was playing, sorry, what?
Did I play you, like, a week ago? 2 weeks ago?
No, it was probably him.
Dude, I crushed
Yeah. He was playing versus Nova one time online using my name, and later I told Nova that it wasn't actually me, and he said, you know what? I was saying to myself the whole time, Paige is playing eerily similar to Y-Bomb, and like when I step in for him in a 1v1, the people that I'm playing against will usually notice that something's kind of off, and especially if I'm playing versus someone like Wildy, for example, who really, really doesn't like Y-Bomb, and then like generally he just gets nicer in the chat box when he notices it's a different play style.
Wait, why isn't he? I don't know if we should talk about it, but why isn't he like Y-Bomb?
I don't know. I've never asked him.
I get a sense that Wildy and I used to get along really well, and then like I started being able to play Fox at like a decent level, and I was only playing Fox, and then he was just like, "Man, all you play is Fox." I'm like, come on, man. let me play you.
Is he cuddly toys? Is Wildy like cuddly toys?
No.
I don't think Wildy is.
I have so many. Toys. I don't have it on this computer, but I have a text file of cuddly toys just harassing me. So I would never compare those two together. Oh my god.
Wildy, I can't speak to why he doesn't like Y-Bomb because I've never asked him. So if Wildy's in the chat, feel free to tell us, I guess.
Yeah, dude. Wildy confessionals. Let us know, man. Let's get back to where we're at.
Secret Wildy confessions.
Dude, that's great because I have a buddy who plays Falcon, and if someone was claiming it was him, I would know for like I'd be like, no, I've not seen you use a Falcon kick a single time this game. You use up tilts only responsibly. There's no way that you're the same person. But that's also something I want to talk about because I have he uses like all sorts of crazy options, and most of the time they're not great options. But for the rest of the set, I have to think, what if he Falcon kicks right now? Like, what if he does this? And I wonder if there's like a time that when you do stylish options or like suboptimal options, if you want to call them that, if you're cynical about it, like what does that have utility? I mean, not just for combos, but if you're doing something that's like just a bizarre option, do they have to cover that? I don't know. I don't know if you guys have really.
I mean, sort of. Just think about football. How many people actually go through with a fake punt? There's no way that's optimal. So you're not gonna do it all the time, but every once in a while it'll catch someone off guard, and that'll work. Or it'll be awful, and you'll get punished.
I'm not sure the Jets trying to fake punt against the Pats like a few weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, or whatever.
But like that, I mean, that's how I look at it.
Yeah, just basically like saying if you don't respect this as a possible option, then
right.
Then you can use it. That's
you
interesting.
You should have everything like in your arsenal. It doesn't mean you have to use everything, but it should all be there.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's.
I think a lot of times when someone says they're playing for style, what they're actually saying is that they're playing unsafe, and they don't understand what it really means to play with style. I think that when you're playing stylish, it can mean you're doing something unconventional, but you're still doing it in a way that's safe. I guess, like, a lot of times I hear, especially new players, like, when they lose, they kind of jawn about how they say they were playing for style instead of playing to win, and I don't think that's a dichotomy that really exists.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
agree
I
with
guess I
that.
disagree a little bit there.
Oh,
Yeah. If I want to look at, all right, so let's take two matches I can think of off the top of my head. One was posted like today. Tacos versus Narwhal, Falcon Dittos. Those guys were going for things that were just completely unnecessary. Like just random stuff, you know, like these short hop up air, like trying to get the reverse up air on a side platform, like tech chase, like these things that you don't need to do that. You can just, you know,
No, you don't need to. I'm not saying that like playing for style is always playing to win. I'm just saying that it doesn't necessarily have to be a synonym for doing things that are unnecessary, doing things that are unsafe. Sometimes the most stylish option can be one that's guaranteed. Like if I'm Puff and I want to use rest instead of up air, there are lots of situations where either one will work and be equally effective, but the rest looks cooler.
Like Fox's soft back airs just to give you enough distance for that smash and things like that.
I think the point Pidge is getting at is some people use style as an excuse to why they lost. It's like a pocket john. They say I might lose this, so I'm just gonna say I was playing with style. So that if I lose, I feel better about myself. But if I win, I say I had style. So it's like they're covering they're hedging their bet by making sure they have something that they can take out of it to kind of excuse themselves.
Yeah, and that kind of prevents improvement as well if you can't acknowledge your mistakes.
But sometimes I think that going for stuff that's totally unnecessary, but in your head you still know it's going to work. Like if you add a bunch of extra moves to a combo, they're still guaranteed to hit off each other, even though like they're not necessarily the most efficient way to kill somebody. That's going to get us more views on Reddit. It's going to get more people watching the game.
Yeah, that is very true.
Well, that's why I'd separate the Z from someone like Janitor. Janitor's a guy that like goes for style because I don't think he knows the optimal way to do things. Z goes for style because he knows he's getting the touch or he's getting the setup that he wants, and then he's just adding more flair to it. And I think that's a big difference between the two different people that go for quote unquote style. Is one's doing it and they're winning, and then one's doing it and they're failing because I don't think they understand the neutral game in their style.
That's interesting. I don't honestly. I hate style. Like, I think it's disrespectful to your opponent, and I think that Picky Link is disrespectful for the same reason. I think that you should kill when you can get the earliest kill, and if you, like, every time that LD is like, oh, I'm going to jab this guy another 20 times until I kill him because it's shears and I'm 4 stocks up, then it's like, dude, just kill him. Like, what are you doing? You should go for the shine spikes at 0. You should be going for up smash at 67% if it's Pikachu. You know, I don't know, like...
Ooh, and then there's the style that is 100% disrespect, otherwise known as the LD style.
Dude, LD just goes for, like, the greatest, like, great options most of the time, and then as soon as he gets to the end, he's just like, nope, I'm gonna mess around until, like...
Well, like, you know, he could just ledge hog you when you're recovering, but no, he has to drop off and shine you, like, twice.
That's a good point, I'll give you that one. Yeah.
Or, like, if he knows he's got you, he's done this to shears so many times where like he gets him in like a down air jab and all he has to do is up smash. But no, he'll down air jab him across the entire stage, get him up to 300%.
Yeah.
Just because he knows he can. That's LD style. That's just disrespect style.
I think another player who does that is Fuck Vels. He's 3rd on the PR in Canada and Southern Ontario. He's an online player too, and it's just like when he goes Falcon. Y-Bomb describes him as getting like tunnel vision. When he gets an idea in his head of what he wants to do to you, even if it's like the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen in your life, he'll go for it, and he will just focus on getting that, even if he SDs like 4 times in the process. But most of the times he gets it, and it's just like Falcon punches everywhere.
I love that guy. Shears is loaded into his mic. So.
Shears is in it somewhere.
I don't know. Such a weird
That's a great contribution. Shears is car.
I couldn't hear anyone. You guys still there?
Yeah, we're still here.
Yeah, we're still here. We couldn't hear each other either.
I wasn't sure if I got kicked off or something, because I'm driving, so I can like lose service at any time.
Yeah, it's fine.
Of course. One thing I think is interesting is that you only hear style about certain characters though. Like you hear Falcon is really stylish. I guess Pidge, you're saying like Jigglypuff can choose a more stylish option. Like you can hear Fox
Yeah,
is
but I
stylish.
think
DK.
there's a lot of characters that like you just don't think are stylish in general. Like Jigglypuff is one of them. You can do some cool looking stuff with her, but she's a very simple character, like at the core. And Kirby's kind of the same.
I think Jigglypuff could go for some unsafe shit. Like you can teleport up or teleport rest, and that would be like, oh my god, that's so crazy. I've never seen that before. But it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, anything with teleport I think looks cool, but maybe that's just me. I'm just like a Puff fanatic.
Yeah, because you see it and you're like,
and like a Y-Bomb fangirl.
I don't know. Zontetsu, so you've been playing online for a long time, right? So
yeah,
I get the sense from talking to PD, especially that like back in the day, if you were playing if you're trying to play optimally, people would be like, "Man, screw this guy. This guy's a poser or whatever." I don't know what they used to say back then. But,
I wouldn't say it's any worse than now. I mean, but my viewpoint on it is, I mean, you're not gonna be able to tell somebody how to play the game. I mean, you should never use an excuse on, if you lose to a certain play style, regardless if you like it or not, you lost. That's something you're gonna have to overcome. The game is not gonna change in your favor, so you might as well adjust to it, get used to it. I typically ignore people who trying to give Johns and stuff. And I mean, there's some legitimate Johns when it comes to net play. I mean, you've got your frame delays, you don't know if someone's drunk on the other end or how they are doing that day. No one's carrying to play. So, I mean, people, use it as a training tool, try to get better, but I mean, quit using it as to rank people on how good they are and how bad they are. And, just play and just get good, use it as a training tool.
Yeah, we can spend a full 30 minutes and probably should about online and all that. I wasn't sure if you had encountered that type of culture of trying to play stylish, because now it's not really like it.
I was younger at the time too, though. I mean, I started when I was 12, so I mean, I was just kind of, and I feel there was a lot more younger people playing back when I was playing in 2006 to 2010, because I wasn't just the only young one around at the time, and those were people that kind of grew up with the game as kids. I mean, I had the game when I was 6 or 7, came back online shortly after. People who are in the community now seem to be roughly around my age or adults and things like that. So it's kind of, I guess the community's matured to an extent, but.
So do you think you
define matured?
Okay,
define it's it's kind of hard to explain.
I thought he meant
people
you have gray hairs.
They got more egos and stuff, and I guess they warrant their arguments a little bit more, but not so much to even make it matter. A lot of people just shit talk, and at least people are backing up a little bit, but it's still just nonsense. I mean, the Skype chat just went off a couple hours ago, and it's just funny to read, just watching people shit talk when they've never played each other on console, and it's just, it's fun. But I still love it.
Would you say that you are a stylish person? Stylish player? Because you play.
I'm not consistent enough to be called stylish. I mean, I can do some decent stylish things, but I mean, I can't implement it into my game as well as I need to. My main focus that I'm working on is my mental game. I feel pretty technical in the sense I can do a lot of somewhat technical things that could get me by, but my mental game is just really bad, and that's what I've been focused on most.
Yeah, I mean, the first time we played, it was your first offline tournament, and you were you did not. At least when I was playing you, you seemed very nervous. And then the second time I played you, it was so I won the first one, and then you just beat me a lot the second time, because it was the opposite. You're no, I feel pretty confident. Oh, great.
Yeah, and that was when I first got my adapter too. I wasn't quite used to the adjustments, and now that I've discovered a way to mimic 64 controller inputs way better than standard input plugins do, so that it feels really close to console now on emulator. I'm transitioning a little bit better and practicing on console more, because man, there's just something different about emulator and console. I can't pinpoint it, but it's just, I think, how the frame rate runs.
Yeah.
And just odd timings.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe next time that we play, we should have a crew battle ahead of time, and then that'll give me the advantage, I think.
Yeah.
So you guys, what was his name? Actually, I kind of want to talk to you, Dark, about this, because I see you do a lot of dash attacks all the time, and I started calling it the Headless Horseman whenever I see it. But I don't, because it just looks like you're just. I want to hit him, and I'm currently running at him, so this is the right. Do you do that because like, why do you press dash attack?
All right, so I started using dash attack around Super Smash Con when Boom was talking about Falcon versus Kirby.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
He said just dash attack. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, man. It trades with up tilt, and then it trades, you just run away.
Dude, that's such a. That's
I'm like,
such
okay,
a way to
all
explain
right,
it.
let's see. So I just started doing it randomly. I'm like, you know what? This is pretty good. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I definitely can't do this below 30% because then I'll just get killed. But once like a Kirby or a Pikachu gets up there, yeah, I'll just throw that out. I mean, you were talking about using unconventional options. Like that's one of the things that I'll do occasionally.
Yeah, that's for
If
sure.
I notice someone is like open to that, to a dash attack, I'll try and throw one out.
Yeah, I
But
was
then they
wondering,
have to respect it. It's just one more thing I can worry about.
because it's like, yeah, because I have a lot of things that I like. It bleeds over. Like if I'm playing a matchup a lot, like say I'm playing Falcon Fox or Fox Falcon, like I use a lot of lasers against Falcon. But if I do it a lot against Pikachu, it's just gonna eat me a lot. Like he'll just grab me. And I wasn't sure if it was just something that you unconsciously like brought over from trying to like clash with dash attacks or with up tilts, or if it was just
No, that was like something I started doing like in August. I don't know. I'm never gonna do it on purpose at a low percent. Like I'm always gonna do it when if it hits them, they're not gonna way that I'm not gonna get punished.
That way you're safe, yeah. Or I guess it's better to clank. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, clanks with like Kirby or Pikachu up tilt or something like that. You just run away.
Yeah, it's better than jumping in and getting hit. You know, it's kind of one of those options where I'd rather get clanked than get hit and then, you know, up tilt 40-50%.
Yeah, and like at high percents, you know, it can be really great. I mean, let's say you're playing against a Falcon, and they're like 40 or 50%. If you hit them with a dash attack, hit them off stage, and then you just down air. Like it's just like a weird little thing. It's like Falcons that randomly throw a Falcon kick. Or like stuff like that.
Yeah, that does catch.
I get caught on the edge on that a lot for trying to recover.
Dude, Falcon kick is actually a pretty. I don't know. Against Fox, you can cover certain things when he's trying to recover. And I found myself playing against like another one of my friends for like 2 or 3 hours, who's playing Falcon but a different dude. And just, I would think like, oh man, what if he Falcon kicks? I have to recover differently. And I was like, dude, this guy never does that. Like, what am I doing? So, I don't know.
It's all about knowing your opponent.
Yeah, I'm used to playing LB's Fox, so I just can't edge guard him anyway because it's not like possible as within like the normal realm of.
Well, he's pretty good at the mix-up. I mean, he has a lot of. I haven't even figured out what he's doing yet.
It's not fair.
Would you say he's unedge guardable?
Yeah, there's even a T-shirt. Someone got one of those T-shirts, which is hilarious.
What was on it? Was it like the Neo thing?
Yeah, it's Neo dodging a bullet with LD's face on it. It says unedge guardable.
that's a T-shirt. Dude, I want that shirt.
That's stupid. That's so great. Oh my god. That's kind of wonderful. I
was trying to find this post a while ago where someone was like writing a fan fiction about Shears when like LD fell asleep in the carriage, and he's like, "What was that noise?" And Shears like, "Oh, nothing. Just go back to sleep." And he pats his head and whispers, "On edge guard." I was trying to find it.
I remember someone doing that. That was fun.
I think
they were like Bob Stoner setup. I might have posted that.
Dude, Shears and LD are a match made in heaven because LD is really good at recovering and Shears is so bad at edge guarding.
I think I should, but he's really just bad at edge guarding LD.
Dude, it's
you guys, and by you guys, I mean people outside of like RC. Like you watch us play each other all the time, and we're like, we always have to come up with like weird little adjustments to make against each other because we get so used to one thing. Like, I would say that, Shears would have a much easier time edge guarding a Falcon other than me, because I know the things
like
he likes to
Rockstone,
do,
like Cobra's
and I
Falcon
can
was
like
so edge guarded.
Dude,
like it's something. It was something I noticed actually in Pitts time. I had to play Kira. I played Kira's Kirby, and I said, I just went Falcon because. And there were a few times where, like, dude had me dead to rights, but I just did like a weird little thing and went around him. And it was just something he wasn't used to seeing. I mean, he still beat me, but it just like you get so used to playing the same people over and over and over that you have to come up with weird little mix-ups to get around the stuff that they do.
yeah. I would definitely, I absolutely agree with that. I bring it up because I see you and I see Bark edge guarding LD, or like trying to edge guard LD, and then like it just not working. And I think like, man, they did try, and it was a reasonable option to cover, and like that seems reasonable. But LD just like thought or knew that you were gonna do that and got around it. And I see Shear's just like hanging out on the edge.
I hate just talking LD up all the time, but
I know.
he just does some crazy stuff sometimes. I don't know if he just reacts faster than we do, but I mean, watch any of his matches, like ignore Xanadu. Watch him at Apex, watch him at SmashCon. He just has some crazy recoveries.
Yeah.
And I don't really know how to explain it sometimes.
I'm still figuring it out because I'm like, man, I gotta get a better recovery in playing Fox. I think part of it is there's a lot of similar spots. They look very similar, and you have different options available, but it's hard to tell what they are when you look at them.
See, the thing is, though, they're not similar. They look very similar, but
Right.
there's like the LD will be like a couple pixels different from than he was before. So when you do the exact same edge guard, you actually end up missing because he's positioned himself in a very slightly different spot, but it looks similar enough that he fools you into thinking the same edge guard is going to work.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's how he recovers so well.
Yeah, exactly. Like it looks so similar, but he's like, no. I can do this, and I can do these two options if I'm right here. I can do these two options if I'm right there. And you're like, well, where is he at? And he's like, no, I'm not telling you.
He just, in his little computer brain, he sees all the green code coming down in front of him.
Oh,
like, I have this many options. This is the one they're going to pick, so I'll do the other one. And he just gets it right so often.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch. What's your favorite type of play to watch? Because I don't like watching flashy play. I really like watching elegant play. Like I like watching, like in Melee, I like watching like Leffen. A lot of people are like, dude, that's so dumb. I hate watching him play. I'm like, dude, all he did is grab him like 4 times and then up air him 4 times. I'm like, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want to see. I wasn't sure if I think I'm pretty alone in that. Like I like seeing 0% kills. I like seeing like.
No, I'm with you. I want to see the most efficient thing happening. I want to see the player execute perfectly.
Yeah.
At the highest efficiency.
Yep, I would rather watch one. Go ahead.
That's all he had.
Oh, okay. I was just about to say that. Yeah, like I would rather watch a slower match and watch efficiency as opposed to just kind of combo stylish here and there, because I kind of feel more that I learn more on what to do in those situations. It's more analytical and easier to analyze and figure out what's kind of going on. It's harder to watch faster paced matches, in my opinion.
Yeah, like
I guess it kind of depends.
stylish stuff is cool, but there's something about not to throw my brother under the bus or anything, but when he played Kiro at Hitstar, we beat him game 1, that was awesome. But then Kiro and Falcon game 2 and 5-stocked him, and that was just like one of the most efficient games I'd ever seen. Like it was just, he just did everything right, and there was nothing was wasted. Like it was crazy.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah. if you want to see the Falcon just do all the right things, without any wasted energy, watch that game.
Yeah.
It's dirty.
Yeah.
It's like a 5-stock in 45 seconds.
Yeah, it's way. Yeah. It was I think it was minute 20. It was way better than when I 5-stock shooters. It was just so much more efficient, so much faster.
Yeah.
He played perfectly. He played perfectly against Mark.
What were you saying, Mitch?
For me, like, I guess it depends what I'm watching the stream for. Like, if I'm a viewer that's just looking for something to be entertained by, then I probably want to watch stylish play. If I'm a viewer who's looking because I want to learn how to play the game, then I'm going to want to watch efficient play. But what I personally don't like to see is players, like, not approaching. For me, I don't care as long as the play is, like, at least semi-aggressive. That's just my personal preference, even if it's not necessarily the best way to play the game. That's just what I like to watch, but I think more than anything, for me personally, like as a player that's trying to get better, I would just want to watch whatever I learn the most from.
Yes.
But I imagine like a lot of viewers at home watching this who might not necessarily be interested in playing 64 might want to watch a stream. Like they're probably going to want to see like stylish play, like the crazy combos that they think that this game is comprised of nothing but.
You would hate me, Pidge. I don't approach ever. I short hop double laser. I short hop low laser. I don't move at all.
I
Someone
don't think I
approaches me,
would
I run
hate you.
away.
I don't mind playing matches like that because I can play very patient too when I want to. It's just as a viewer, that's not really my cup of tea. As a player, I don't care. I'll adapt to it.
My goal, I guess, is to get good enough that I'm regularly on stream, and then just ruin Fox in the eyes of everyone. They're gonna be like, Fox is the most boring character in the world.
Yo, so Jim, how do you feel about now that we've talked about the style for like an hour and a half?
Yeah.
How do you feel about asking Chad a couple questions?
Yeah, absolutely. Can you read it off to me? What do you get? Or me asking chat, or chat asking us?
Or no,
questions?
well, I don't know. That's a good question.
I think the chat wants to ask questions.
Yeah.
Do you not have the chat up?
I do. I'm just so afraid that if I close anything, it's gonna
Your computer will just melt and
well,
explode.
it's gonna make my stream is just gonna go to shit. Yeah, my computer's like, please don't put anything else on me. Why don't you read off some questions? What for me?
Yeah, I just asked them, like a couple quick questions, and then we'll probably. I don't know. I'm gonna get out of here because
Yeah, it's about time.
I feel like crap and I don't want to throw up on camera.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh yeah.
Dark side.
Anyone wondering why the hell I'm wearing sunglasses? Like I had eye surgery. I can't look at the screen. It's really bright. It hurts my eyes.
He's not just trying to be cool.
Because this is better than me like looking like
Oh
a
damn.
normal.
Oh no, put those back on. You looked like, oh, that's it. All right.
Okay.
Will Isaiah finish top 8 with
Will
DK,
Isaiah
yes or
finish
no?
top 8 with Donkey Kong, yes or no? What do you think?
You don't think so?
No way.
No?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say no.
If he goes Donkey Kong only,
I think yeah, exactly. Because I think you have a lot of people's placements are really dependent on who they go against. Well, okay, that's dumb, but like LD does really well when he doesn't go against Yoshis. Like he always gets knocked out by a Yoshi or like at something. When he goes against Pikachu,
yeah, Stranded does really well when he doesn't go against Fire Blasters.
So like,
I mean, but also we don't know if he's going DK only. But
Right.
assuming he is,
yeah, that's our assumption.
maybe all of us kind of agree that he will not get top 8.
No, definitely make
Oh
it.
no, I
I
don't
don't
agree
know
with
if
that.
I
I think
agree.
I think he makes
I
top
don't-
8.
Yeah,
with
I
DK.
think he's gonna get top 8.
So just me
Yeah,
and you.
that's what I said.
Top 8 with DK.
Oh, top 8. You guys how
I
far do you think?
I think he's gonna get top 8 for sure. I don't know about like win the entire tournament, maybe, but I think top 8. Like I'm pretty sure he can do it. That's just me though.
I think top 8. But
I mean, I know
probably
our
not
meta
top
has
8.
advanced a lot in the last 2 years, but I think that we're all kind of exaggerating like just how long he's been gone or how far he's been out of it.
I'm not trying to exaggerate that at all. Because I don't.
No,
think,
I'm just saying like our community in
Oh, yeah.
general has been when
Cheers
we're
in
saying like,
general.
oh, Isaiah's not gonna make it in a bracket, like that kind of shit.
Yeah. No, I
I think he makes top 8. I just don't think he wins.
because I think
And that's regardless of the character he chooses. That is regardless of character choice.
that even if
Okay,
he,
so next
goes-
question.
oh yeah, go ahead. Let's
This
not waste too much
is a
time.
good one. Do you think any characters will move tier spots after Genesis?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I think
Jigglypuff
DK will leave up.
I would like to see Mario move down. I don't think
Mario
Mario's
should go down.
I think Mario is. I don't want to talk about this at another point. Maybe if we get some Mario mains in here. I don't think Mario has any winning matchups above him. I think he gets destroyed by Fox. I think he gets destroyed by Pikachu. I don't know about Kirby. Falcon, he has an okay matchup against, which is why he's still there. But Jigglypuff does better than him. I think Samus is better than Mario. I don't know about. I don't think DK is better than Mario, but I think DK will probably move up a spot. Maybe it's already right above. I don't know. I hope to see Mario move down, but it's hard to see. You don't ever see people move places down. You only see things move up because people do well. So Mario started up at what, 5?
Well, there's a problem with your logic there. If something's moving up, then something else is moving down.
Right. That's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean, though. Is that like it doesn't? People don't think like no one thinks, oh, Mario is bad. Let's move him down 2 spots. They think actually like
fair,
Samus is doing well, so let's move her up, and then as a result, Mario moves down because Mario started. It was like Pikachu, Fox, Kirby. I'm not saying Tetsu. Pikachu, Fox, Kirby, Falcon, Mario. And then slowly, it's fallen down. Yoshi's gone above Mario. Jigglypuff is.
See, I hate talking about the tier list, and I'm gonna say this: when the tier list first came out, that like first tier list everyone saw from like 2009, that was just some random kid's game facts tier list. That wasn't like a community agreed upon tier list. And even if there was a community agreed upon tier list to begin with, the community was like 50 people like that were scattered around the country, and only like 20 people knew each other frequently. So it was such a small community that any tier list was very subjective to begin with. And I think at this point in this game, still, even though it's been around for a long time, this is the biggest community's been, and I still don't think there's enough development in the meta, and I don't think most players know the matchups well enough to even be like have the authority to start creating a tier list for the characters yet. I still think the tier list is very, very incomplete.
Well, yeah, it evolves as we know more about it. I think one thing that we should consider is that Link might move up because we have Court coming in from Brazil. Yeah, Brazil. So I think if he places well, I think we'll see Link move up. Not appreciably because Link still sucks, but like will be the highest.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think Link might move above Ness because who do we have carrying Ness at Genesis? Is Fyro going?
I don't know.
No.
Is anyone going who's a good Ness player?
No.
Weed Whack, he doesn't play Ness anymore.
Is it? You never remember Z-Rex?
Does he?
Is he going?
I don't know.
Z-Rex is like a Texas Ness guy. I don't know if he's going.
I think Ness is better than Link, but I think people will think of Link as better after next tournament.
I can see Mario rising above Puff, like
really,
because they're already very close.
Well, you'll have
and
Cooper.
Not a lot of players really.
Oh, Caesar.
Like Puff is kind of riding on
Mario
Bomb and I say 2013.
See, the problem is the only hope for Mario at this tournament is going to be Nintendo. While there's a lot more hope for Jigglypuff, like Y-Bomb. There's this Texas guy CTG who's got a good Jiggly. So there's hope for Jiggly to prove herself at Genesis. There's not much proof for Mario room for Mario to prove himself.
Okay, sorry, I was under the impression that Caesar was going and that he was using Mario. Like he didn't.
Caesar was going.
Caesar use Mario Smash Time?
Yeah, I think if Caesar was going, that's a lot for Mario. Like, Mario has a real chance there. But without Caesar going, I think people are just gonna forget about Mario, and they might see a Puff do well. Like, let's say Y-Bomb does really well. They'll say, oh, let's move Puff up ahead of Mario. Like, keep Puff ahead of Mario. I think DK goes up, and I think if Isaiah went Luigi, if he even decides to counterpick from DK and goes Luigi, I honestly think Luigi will go up. I mean, a lot of people hate Luigi and they say he's terrible because he has no approach, but he's one of the most dangerous characters if he can get it to touch. And a guy like Isaiah, who's very patient and very precise on everything he does, I don't think his approach is going to be a problem because he will be able to exploit any mistakes you make, even if they're for a frame, to get Luigi's touches to do well. So I was hoping he would go Luigi. He's going to go DK. We'll see if he counterpicks himself with Luigi. But I think those are two characters that have a real big chance for improvement just because of Isaiah at Genesis.
All right, let's get one last question, and if there's another one.
Ooh, okay. Jim says one more question. Chat. What do you got? I don't know. The delay is killing me.
I know.
This is worse than playing online.
Oh yeah, go for it.
While we're waiting for that question, I'm going to talk about how frequently this is going to happen, that kind of stuff? Where we'll be able to find it later, that kind of stuff?
Oh, we'll be able to find. I'll tweet out. Follow me, Manhoney. Oh, Manhoney Money. I'll tweet out. To my knowledge, we'll probably be uploading it on Darkhorse's YouTube channel, which is that's a Darkhorse. I'll definitely be uploading it, and then the plan is also to take the audio and then put it onto like iTunes. So you'll be able to find that as well. I'll tweet that out, and then once the things are uploaded, I'll just make a Reddit post, just for even more self promotion, and then hopefully that gets disseminated enough that people can find it. Also be posting it on the North American Super Smash Bros. 64 group on Facebook. If you can stomach being on that group, there is information on there. Yeah, right.
Dude, there were like 3 days where I couldn't look at a computer screen. It was this like amazing vacation where I just had no idea what was going on. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, maybe I missed some stuff. No, I missed nothing.
No, not at all. So that's.
So we got our last question.
Yeah.
Specifically, it was asked, who do you think is going to win teams at Genesis? So, like, prominent teams.
Yeah.
We have Boom and Jaime, teammate Or.
Are they teaming? Okay.
We also have Tacos in the Z teaming.
You have Shears and Smash Jesus. Don't forget about that team.
Yeah, dude.
Cheers and Smash Jesus.
Dude, every time
Yo,
they
me
win,
and
I hear
Revan
they
are gonna
get
tear
12
shit
kills.
up at that bracket.
Wait, Mitch, you're teaming with Revan?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. There's also Team Japan with Wario and Wangera.
That might be it. It's either that or
Team
I feel
Brazil.
like Jaime's
There's
really
Team
good.
Brazil.
Team Brazil.
No, I think.
There's obviously, Darkhorse and Mark Sanchez.
Ooh, that's top 4 easily. Yeah.
Who's LD teaming with? Is he teaming with the Hipster again?
Who? LD?
Is LD teaming with Hipster?
I don't know.
Dude,
I
double
think so.
fox, so stupid. I know why they do it, but it's so stupid. They're like, I only respect other foxes. So dumb. Don't do
But I
it.
mean, so Isaiah's teaming with Riff. It's Boom and Jaime, Tacos in the Z, Wario Wangera. Like, those are 4. I mean, you got to consider them.
I think
So,
one,
like,
Boom and Jaime.
Fire Blaster Nintendude, I think, is another really good team. Nintendude's one
I
of the
didn't know
best
they're
teaming. Like,
They're really good.
yeah, Fire Blaster Nintendude are teaming, I think.
I would say one is Boom and Jaime. Close second would be Wario and Warrior's teammate. And then third
I think it's
is
Wangera.
yeah. And then
I
third
think
is Isaiah. What do you say?
I'm
gonna have to agree with that.
I have a really hard time picking Boom and Jaime against Team Japan.
Yeah, that's I was a coin flip, but I gotta go with the.
But then there's like Tacos in the Z. I mean, they do some pretty great stuff, like team stuff. And it's not always about like who the best individual players, but like actually like playing as a team, like playing well together. I mean, I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think that teams as of now is developed enough that it's like just now in Melee you're seeing, QFAT doing well, beating players that are like really good. Can like to a point where you'd be like, I think they're probably a better team. I don't see it at 64 as like getting to the point where like people need to have a lot of, not only teams experience but have a lot of experience together. But even then, Boom and Jaime do have that.
Yeah.
I mean,
They have a lot of team experience together. Jaime is an amazing teams player in general. And I mean, just like, I've gotten to play Boom in teams the last 2 big tournaments I went to, and dude's a really good teams player.
Yeah.
Like, he's in the right spot at the right time, and he saves his teammate. He doesn't die ever.
Yeah. I would be surprised if, I don't know. I think the favorite is Boom. If Wario won, that would be, I wouldn't be like shocked. All right, what you got for us, Pidge? What's your predictions? Top 3.
Singles or doubles?
Doubles.
Almost.
Boom, Jaime first. Wario and he's teaming with Wangara, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I would say I put them second just because like I don't know how Japanese players are at teams.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Then third, I don't know. I want to say Tacos and Z, but I don't know how accurate that is. But I just like them as players. I think that they can both do like crazy work in teams.
Yeah, I think they have the adapted. They have enough characters each that I think that they would be able to even use that and get a good team composition. Even though LD and Hipster are good players, having 2 Foxes is a great team composition, and I think it's nice to not be locked in like you would be.
Yeah, I agree. I want to see Tacos as Puff come out in teams.
You want to see it? I don't know about
I
that.
want to see it. I love
Pretty cool.
Puff in 64 teams.
Well, yeah, I bet you do.
Of course
Yeah,
I do.
I like playing Puff in teams. Unless I'm playing against Samus, then I don't like it. But
Yeah, I think she's a good teams player, and we'll talk about more with teams another one. Because there's a lot to talk about with that.
yeah, I'd like to talk about teams one time. It'd be fun. We can just have Shears go on like a 20-minute rant about how Samus is the best teams player.
Oh my God. We gotta make sure Shears.
Pika Samus is the best team. There's no team. Pika Kirby is not as good as Pika Samus. Fact.
God.
It's the best team combo.
That'll be our lead-in to our team.
If you don't agree with sterilize.
We'll have that as a soundbite. So so the idea in general is that we'll get this every 2 weeks. I don't know about next 2 weeks because I will be out of the country. That being said, if I can work it with a schedule or someone else is like, no man, I got this, then we can do it then. Otherwise, when I come back, which is probably a month from now.
Well, we gotta do the 10th because the 17th is Genesis.
You got me there. You got me there, Pidge. We could do a live version of it. At any rate,
Do one after Genesis.
Yeah.
We'll be allowed to talk about.
Oh yeah, there will. Or if we can do mid Genesis. At any rate, what we'll do is we'll just because that'd be sweet to have it like halfway through, be like, oh my God, couldn't you believe who's in the top 8? Like, but at any rate, we'll get that all figured out. We'll tweet it out. Follow us on the side. We also have Jimmy Joe's on the side. He could not make it out tonight, but it happens. And then, yeah, we'll keep you guys updated with everything that we got going on. If you have any suggestions, send us a tweet, comment on the Reddit thread, message me on Facebook, whatever.
Yeah. What can actually? I was gonna say, can you post the Twitter stuff in chat, but I don't want to blow up your computer or something.
Yeah.
Do you have a Twitter for this podcast?
It's just going off of my Twitter at the moment. I'm not tweeting a whole lot besides stuff related to this.
Okay.
So
all that's on the graphic in front of you. So just read.
Yep.
Follow
For me, it's at manhoneymoney. And then Shears and Pidge are what you'd think. SSB Shears, Pidge 0_1. And of course, that's Darkhorse. I think that's pretty much it for tonight, guys. So thank you for joining me. Thanks for everyone that tuned in and watched. We'll try to get this all uploaded for you guys pretty soon, so your friends can watch it. And thanks for supporting 64.
Ooh.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right.
God, you didn't say it, Jim.
What do I gotta say?
Catch you next time.
See you next time.
God, you're the worst.
See you guys.